Doom is one of the most impactful and iconic names in gaming. Since the mid-90s, Doom has been the father of the first-person shooter, and every FPS game today can trace their family tree back to Doom. But since the releases of games like Halo, Battlefield, and especially Call of Duty in the early to mid-2000s, coinciding with Doom 3 in 2004, Doom was forgotten, and some thought it was a relic of a bygone era, and games had moved on from them, become more story-driven, more realistic, and the idea that single-player games were the main draw were over. It was all about the multiplayer, one which is still a held belief by some game developers and players. Looking at you, EA. But in 2016, 12 years after the last mainline Doom game, id Software did the unthinkable. They brought the Doom Slayer back to our consoles and PCs with a modernised and refined experience that saw Doom seriously challenge the establishment at the time and begin to topple the Titans, whilst keeping its core the same. They then repeated their success and improved upon it with the release of Doom Eternal in early 2020, making not only one of the greatest shooters of all time, but one of the greatest video games of all time. The Doom Slayer was back.
But it was worth the risk, I assure you.
The story of Doom really begins with id Software, and that begins in the late 1980s, when a group of talented programmers and designers came together with a shared passion for creative, innovative and immersive gaming experience. John Carmack was a programming genius who joined with John Romero, along with Tom Hall and Adrian Carmack. They shared a common goal. They wanted to push the boundaries of what game development was, find new things that were possible. In 1990, they founded id Software. ID Software, who knows, it's id. Set it up shop in Texas. Initially, their focus was on, well, the PC, which was gaining popularity at the time in 1992, and they then released such an iconic game, Wolfenstein 3D. It was pretty much the first-person shooter ever, and it revolutionized the gaming industry. It was immersive.
Are you sure about that?
Fast-paced, it had 3D in quotes graphics and a pretty innovative level design. It became a massive hit immediately and established id Software as pioneers in a genre that basically they single-handedly made. And after the success of Wolfenstein 3D, they wanted to push their boundaries even more, and then they released Doom, the subject of our story. Released in 1993, Doom took the gaming world by storm. It further refined the first-person shooter genre that Wolfenstein had pioneered, and had some multiplayer capabilities and even a level editor that allowed players to create their own custom content. Doom was a phenomenon and a benchmark for game design, solidifying id's status as industry innovators. The success of Doom propelled id to even greater heights. The early years were marked by relentless pursuit of innovation. They wanted to be leading the creation of iconic titles that really just made what gaming is today. You think COD, you think Fortnite, Gears of War, Halo, they all came from this. And it cemented id Software place as legends of the gaming world. Now, the original Doom, or Doom, released in 1993 by id Software, it takes you to a dark and terrifying future as demonic forces have overrun a facility on Mars. And as the lone space marine, known as the Doom Marine, a Doom Guy, Doom Slayer, Slayer or Garrett, players must navigate through a series of treacherous levels while battling hordes and hordes of demons and uncovering secrets behind the invasion. As the story is told through atmospheric environmental storytelling with different level design, intermission screens with text, which immerses players in this haunting and demonic narrative. I would say Doom created the first-person shooter genre more than Wolfenstein did, as Wolfenstein to me seems a bit like beta to what Doom became, as it had fast-paced and visceral gameplay. As players, you would wield an impressive arsenal of weapons which had shotguns and automatic rifles, chain guns, to even the BFG, the big fucking gun, as you just mowed down demonic adversaries like mowing down an ant colony while cutting the grass. Never done that before. And the game had a level of freedom and verticality that had never been seen before, and Doom had stairs. Wow. Dalek's best friend, and had you engage in intense firefights. And because the levels weren't linear, there were loads of places to go, you had to almost search the entire map. It actually encouraged exploration and rewarded players with powerful weapons, health pickups, secret areas, which is something that has stayed true to the Doom franchise till this day. And one of the defining features of Doom that makes it so special is multiplayer, as it allowed cooperative play. You could team up and do the campaign together, and actually pioneered competitive multiplayer where you could go head to head in death matches, competing for the highest kill count, and the multiplayer's almost stayed the same to this day, being fast paced and intense. And yet again, something in Doom setting the stage for the future of online multiplayer gaming. Call of Duty multiplayer, Halo multiplayer, Fortnite, Battle Royales. Am I getting through to you? It all goes back to Doom. Doom also had a significant impact on the modding community, as it had a level editor known as the Doom Editor, and this allowed players to create their own maps and levels, and players would craft unique and challenging levels, expanding the game's lifespan, as you could just find levels to play from your friends and have a blast trying some of the most challenging levels there are. And yet again, you could say Forge from Halo was because of this. And Doom was successful, and it's a testament to its addictive and immersive gameplay, as it had a perfect combination of atmospheric storytelling, fast-paced combat, non-linear level design, a multiplayer feature set, and started the first-person shooter genre on probably the best foundations possible. And it became a cultural phenomenon, captivating players worldwide and made id Software industry pioneers. I mean, there's a reason we have seen Doom ported to any device you can think of, including an ultrasound. Yes, that's real. Here it is. Doom 2, released in 1994. Man, I really wish sequels came out that quickly now. I think the last one I can think of was Last of Us 2 came out a year after Last of Us 1, but...
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Last of Us. Left 4 Dead 2 came out a year after Left 4 Dead 1 anyway. And it picks up in the story immediately where the last one left off, as you are still fighting the demonic invasion of Earth as Doom Guy, Slayer, whatever, and you must once fight again through the hordes of demons across various environments, including now cities, military bases, and hellish landscapes. And yet again, the story is conveyed through text between levels and actually shows you a narrative while you fight the ongoing forces of hell. And Doom 2 builds upon that addictive and fast-paced gameplay of its predecessor, as you now have an expanded arsenal, including the super shotgun. To me, the best Doom weapon and the most iconic. I mean, look at the cover art of Doom 2016. It's there. And the game features not only that, but larger levels, more intricate levels, more hidden areas and secrets to discover, which yet again encourages exploration and rewards you with the same power-ups and health bonuses that the original Doom brought. And Doom 2 also maintains and builds upon that intense combat, tight controls, and adrenaline-fueled action that made the original game so popular. And as mentioned before, Doom 2 brought us the super shotgun. This iconic weapon, well, obviously, it became a fan favourite, as it's known for its devastating power and satisfying close-range blasts. And did you know it actually increased the amount of people lopping off their shotgun barrels? Don't know if that's true, probably not. The super shotgun also added more strategy to the gameplay, as you could unleash devastating damage, but you could only do that at close quarters, or conserve ammunition by using other weapons at long-range combat. So, like the games now, it's all about ammo economy and, ooh, which weapon do I use now? I can't use my super shotgun, I'm too far away. Oh, but this is a Baron of Hell and I need damage. Oh. And it adds a bit of challenge and thinking to a, well, pretty basic game. Doom 2 solidified the franchise's status as a gaming phenomenon, as it continued the emerging first-person shooter genre and refined gameplay mechanics and level design, making Doom 2 even better than its predecessor. And the release of Doom 2 saw an even greater surge in the popularity of multiplayer gaming, as they introduced deathmatch mode. Wow, what's that? What's that over there? Team deathmatch? Deathmatch? Doom deathmatch, allowing players to compete against each other in fast-paced, frenetic battles. Doom 2's multiplayer mode also became a phenomenon, with players going to LAN parties and dial-up connections to connect in these death matches. Some of that, I mean, I think it's good that you don't have to travel to LAN parties to play games with your mates anymore. You can just do it sat at home. But there's something about having everyone in the room together, playing together. It just makes it so much better. And this aspect of Doom 2 also led to the rise of competitive gaming and served as a precursor to online online multiplayer experiences that would follow. And Doom 2's impact on pop culture can't be overstated. It may not have been as revolutionary as the first game, it played a significant role in shaping the gaming landscape of the 1990s and beyond. The game's intense action, immersive atmosphere and modern capabilities garnered a dedicated and passionate fan base. Doom 2 has become a touchstone, referencing movies, TV and music. It solidified Doom's status as an iconic franchise and laid the foundation for continued success and influence of the series. And the impact of the first two Doom games, and even Wolfenstein 3D to mention, on modern gaming is evident, as there's a massive emphasis on fast-paced action, popularity of user-generated content and modern communities that are still thriving, and the enduring legacy of an intense, satisfying gameplay. Plus, Doom didn't have microtransactions. Yeah, I don't think they'd been invented. The influence of Doom's mechanics and design choices continues to shape and inspire the gaming landscape, and Doom 2 live on as the grandfathers of the first-person shooter, showing the immense impact that they've had creating the most popular genre in gaming. Doom 3, released in 2004 by id Software, was a significant departure from its predecessors in terms of its atmospheric storytelling and its gameplay mechanics. The game takes place on Mars, where the player takes on the role of a regular space marine who is tasked with battling a demonic invasion. Unlike the previous Doom games, Doom 3 introduced a more narrative-driven approach, immersing players in a dark and eerie atmosphere filled with supernatural horrors and intense encounters with demons. Now for the gameplay. Doom 3 went towards a more focused and tense experience. It emphasised atmospheric exploration, limited lighting, and a more deliberate pace. The game therefore relied heavily on lighted effects and shadows to give players a sense of dread, and players would have to rely on a flashlight to navigate through the tight dark corridors, while enemies lurked in the shadows seemingly watching you at all times. Combat, however, remained intense, yet again featuring a wide array of weapons and some challenging enemy encounters. Doom 3 introduced dynamic shadows, impressive graphics and realistic physics for the time, which further added to the immersion and visual fidelity of this game. Doom 3 had a significant impact on the franchise by showcasing a brand new direction in storytelling for the franchise that had never been seen before. It offered a more fleshed out narrative driven by audio logs, scripted events and cinematic sequences, and this shift towards a more cinematic and immersive experience set the stage for future Doom titles both in 2016 and 2020. Doom 3's emphasis on atmospheric horror and narrative depth expanded the franchise's universe a bit, captivated players with its engaging and sometimes chilling storyline. To me, however, this deviation from Doom's DNA led to it being too much of a departure to Doom fans, including me, as it didn't make me feel the same as the others did. This led to a 12-year hiatus that was needed. Between Doom 3 and Doom 2016, id Software did participate in a variety of endeavours that further evolved the company and the gaming industry. One of these significant milestones during this period was the development of id Tech 5. The id Tech 5 engine was first used for the game Rage back in 2011, and this showcased the advancements in graphical capabilities and efficient streaming that enabled a seamless transition between indoor and outdoor environments. id Software also collaborated with other studios on different projects. One notable example is with Bethesda for the development of Fallout 3 in 2008. While not directly tied to the Doom franchise, this collaboration demonstrated id Software's versatility and ability to contribute to other successful game series with their expertise in game development beyond their own titles. They also explored virtual reality with the Doom 3 BFG Edition VR support, demonstrating their early foray into immersive experiences, with John Carmack himself becoming one of the biggest proponents of VR technology, especially in the early days, and moving on to Oculus. The company continued to innovate and refine their engine technology, paving the way for id Tech 6, which would power the highly anticipated Doom reboot in 2016. So rumours and leaks often play a significant role in building anticipation, excitement and hype around game releases, and the case for Doom 2016 was no exception. Prior to its official announcement, there were murmurs and speculations circulating the gaming community that there was a potential Doom 4 sequel or even a fresh reboot. These rumours were fueled by leaks and insider information which added to the anticipation surrounding the game's eventual reveal. And that anticipated official reveal of Doom 2016 came at E3 E3 in 2015. Rest in peace, E3. Bethesda, the publisher of the game, showcased a dramatic adrenaline and testosterone-fueled reveal trailer during their press conference. The trailer captured the essence of the original Doom games with its intense combat, gruesome-looking demons, and incredibly heavy metal soundtrack. It showed the game's breathtaking visuals, visceral gameplay, and the return of the Doom Slayer. And this reignited the excitement of fans who had been waiting for the next installment in the series. The reveal of Doom 2016 received an overwhelmingly positive response from fans. It showed the game's commitment to the series' roots and captured the essence of classic Doom experiences while introducing modern graphics and gameplay elements. The perfect blend of fast-paced action, gory violence, and nostalgic references resonated with long-time fans and new fans who maybe were a bit too young to have played a Doom game before, like me. This generated a significant buzz around the game and inevitably raised expectations for what would become one of the most acclaimed shooters in recent years. When released, the game received overwhelmingly positive reviews from both critics and players alike, earning praise for its exhilarating combat, stunning visuals, and faithful recreation of the classic Doom experience for a modern audience.
Who the fuck is that guy?
It was particularly celebrated for its emphasis on very aggressive gameplay and a return to the series' roots, which resonated with fans who had been wanting a new Doom installment, and it crafted a whole new audience as well, as it deviated from the modern trends at the time by going back to the classic arcade-type shooters of the 90s and early 2000s. Doom 2016 enjoyed a lot of commercial success upon release as well, as it quickly climbed the sales charts and sold millions of copies within the first few months. The game's success can be attributed to its strong marketing campaign, positive word of mouth, and the anticipation surrounding its revival of an iconic franchise. I mean, the reason I picked up the game as a big Destiny nerd at the time was because my favourite YouTubers at the time were showing gameplay of the multiplayer, and I absolutely loved the look of it, as it seemed a lot different to things I was currently playing. Now, in terms of comparing Doom 2016 to other first-person shooters at the time, it held its own against the competition, and it was praised for its unique identity and unique gameplay, standing out in a market saturated with military shooters and modern warfare themes. This only further solidified the enduring appeal of Doom and showcased the demand for fast-paced, old-school style shooters in a market dominated by different subgenres of FPS games. The campaign of Doom 2016 takes players on a journey through the depths of hell and Mars as the Doom Slayer, an unstoppable force on a mission to eradicate the demonic hordes unleashed by the UAC. Now, the story is relatively straightforward, to be honest, but deep at times. Learning the lore of the universe throughout, it serves as a backdrop for the game's intense and action-packed gameplay, and successfully captures and embraces the DNA of the original Doom games, something shooters had long since shied away from. Speaking of the gameplay, Doom 2016 excels in giving you a heart-pounding, adrenaline-fueled experience. It's fast-paced, ultra-responsive, and highly satisfying, thanks to the game's exceptional gunplay and feel, as players have access to an impressive arsenal of weapons, ranging from classics like the shotgun and rocket launcher, to more powerful options such as the Gauss cannon and BFG. The glory kill system adds an extra layer of brutality on top, rewarding players with health and ammo for executing up-close and personal finishing moves on weakened enemies. A feature that is free and inbuilt in this game with tons of different animations, but look at other modern games. Oh, I have to pay money for this. Thank you, Bungie. But the seamless integration of movement and combat allows for intense battles that keep players constantly engaged, on the move and shooting. Doom 2016 is packed full of Easter eggs and secrets, paying homage to the series' rich history and pop culture references. Players can discover hidden rooms, references to classic Doom levels, nods to other id Software games, and oh, how cute is that little toy? The game encourages exploration by placing these collectibles and upgrade points in hard to reach areas, rewarding those who delve deeper into the game's intricately designed levels. The inclusion of classic Doom levels accessible via secret areas provides a nostalgic treat for long-time fans as well, something repeated in the sequel. One of the standout aspects though of Doom 2016 is its exceptional level design. The game offers a perfect balance of tight, claustrophobic corridors mixed with expansive open arenas. Each level is meticulously crafted, with a variety of environmental hazards, verticality and diverse enemy encounters, especially later in the game where you could be facing every type of demon all at once. The game constantly keeps players on their toes as they navigate this treacherous terrain, find keycards and skulls to progress, and face challenging boss fights and hordes of demons that demand quick reflexes and a strategic thinking of the use of weaponry. The visuals in Doom 2016 are a feast for the eyes, boasting stunning graphics, detailed environments, and impressively gruesome demon designs. The dark and gritty atmosphere perfectly complements their game's hellish name. Moreover, gotta talk about the soundtrack, composed by Mick Gordon. It amplifies the adrenaline-fueled action with its heavy metal-infused compositions. The music dynamically responds to the on-screen action, immersing players in a cacophony of chaos and intensity. And you just know that when that music hits, shit is going down. And you better be ready to get the job done. An absolute masterpiece, which some say is the best soundtrack in gaming. Doom 2016's multiplayer mode, while not as groundbreaking or revered as its single-player campaign, does offer a fast-paced and enjoyable online match. The game features classic modes like Deathmatch, Domination, and even a unique freeze tag, where players must thaw out frozen teammates. The ability to customize your own loadouts, create your own Slayer with a massive selection of customization options, and unlock new weapons and equipment provide a sense of progression and adds replayability to the multiplayer experience, which shows the progress and clever implementation of more modern mechanics and game design in a game with the DNA of a classic. Doom 2016 is the gold standard of exceptional optimization, allowing players to enjoy smooth and seamless gameplay across various platforms. The game is near perfectly optimized for both PC and console, which delivered a very impressive performance even on low and mid-range hardware configs. The Text 6 engine, which powers Doom 2016, was fine-tuned to ensure optimal utilization of system resources while maintaining stunning visual fidelity and high frame rates. The developers at id Software paid a meticulous attention to detail, ensuring that the game ran smooth without sacrificing graphics or comprising the fast-paced action that Doom was known for. Whether playing on a high-end PC, a console, or a toaster, players could expect a consistently fluid and immersive experience, showcasing the dedication of the development team to optimizing their game for a wide range of hardware setups, allowing more players to enjoy their creation. Now, prior to its official announcement, rumours and leaks began circulating in the gaming community, hinting at a sequel to Doom 2016. These leaks, along with speculative discussions among fans, created a sense of intrigue and heightened anticipation for the next installment in the series. How could id Software possibly improve on Doom?
We have the Hellpriest signal locked in. The target is marked, but the signal will not hold for long.
For it is he that they fear, not man, or his armies. They fear the mark of the beast.
Oh, that's how. When the official announcement of Doom Eternal finally arrived, fans were treated to an incredible reveal trailer that showed the game's even more intense combat, brutal new enemies, and expanded arsenal of weapons. The trailer teased the return of the Doomslayer and gave players a taste of the frenetic and visceral gameplay that awaited them. It was Doom with even more Doom injected in, and Doom on top, and Doom cubed. The visual fidelity and high-octane action featured in the trailer served to build even more hype, leaving fans eager to experience the next evolution of the Doom franchise. I was more excited for this game than anything anyone else had to offer. 2020 was going to be the year of Doom. In more ways than one, it actually turned out. As Doom Eternal drew nearer, additional trailers fueled the hype train. These trailers highlighted impressive level design, breathtaking environments, and the introduction of new gameplay mechanics, such as the grappling hook for enhanced mobility. The trailers not only showcased the game's visual improvements, but also provided glimpses into the expanded lore and narrative elements that would be in the game. Combined with the positive reception of its predecessor, these trailers solidified Doom Eternal's status as one of the most anticipated games of its time, generating tremendous excitement among fans and the wider gaming community. Doom Eternal delivered and exceeded in its promises and hype, with an adrenaline-fueled and pulse-pounding experience that surpasses its predecessor in every single way. From its exhilarating combat and refined gameplay mechanics to its breathtaking visuals and captivating level design in every level and area. There is no area in this game that is less than exceptional. Doom Eternal is a true masterclass in the first-person shooter genre and certainly sits up there at the top of the pile, especially for me. The combat in Doom Eternal is an absolute triumph as the game embraces a push-forward mentality, rewarding players for being aggressive and up close and personal, and constantly on the move, switching weapons constantly. The arsenal of weapons at the player's disposal is vast and diverse, each with its own unique feel and purpose, as the demons have weak spots and easy ways to dispatch them that require a certain strategy, like the Kaka demon. Shoot a single grenade from the combat shotgun and it's an easy glory kill, an ingenious mechanic. The addition of the new super shotgun's meat hook grapple adds a whole new dimension to the combat, allowing for dynamic maneuvering and devastating close-up quarters engagements, something that would be expanded upon in the DLCs. The glory kills and chainsaw executions also make a return, obviously, with even more animations based on the position and location of the demons, adding a satisfying and visceral layer to dispatching enemies. Doom Eternal's combat is a harmonic symphony of carnage, showing a perfect balance between chaos and strategy. The level design in Doom Eternal is nothing short of awe-inspiring. From the depths of hell to devastated earth landscapes, each level is meticulously crafted with stunning attention to detail. The environments are rich and diverse, featuring intricate architecture, hidden secrets, and verticality that encourages exploration. The platforming elements, while initially surprising and a deviation from the norm, integrate seamlessly into the gameplay, adding a layer of traversal and puzzle solving that breaks up the intense combat encounters, giving you a break in the carnage and a time to relax. The variety in level design keeps the gameplay fresh and exciting throughout the entirety of the campaign. Doom Eternal's visual presentation is yet again a feast for the eyes. The graphics are insane, with detailed textures, impressive lighting effects, and beautifully designed demon models that go back to the classic designs rather than the designs of Doom 2016, especially on Ultra Nightmare. The environments are atmospheric and immersive, ranging from the fiery depths of hell to the beautiful castles and futuristic architecture of Urdak, to decaying cities of Earth overrun by demonic forces like the Super Gore Nest. The game runs smoothly on various platforms, maintaining a high frame rate, and is one of the best optimized games I've ever seen. The sound design in Doom Eternal is also outstanding, again made by Mick Gordon, and it perfectly complements the high octane action, which intensifies the gameplay experience yet again. The thunderous and aggressive tracks seamlessly synchronise with the combat encounters, further immersing players in the chaotic battles. The sound effects are crisp and impactful. The roaring explosions and bone-crushing sounds of the demon horde make you feel like you are really there. The audio design, combined with the game's visual and gameplay elements, creates a truly immersive and captivating experience. Doom Eternal's campaign is an exhilarating ride from start to finish. The narrative takes players on an epic journey, expanding the lore established in the previous game. While the story is not the primary focus of the game, it does provide enough context and world building to keep players engaged like that, while slaying hordes and hordes endlessly. The game's pace is near perfect as well, offering a blend of intense combat encounters, exploration, and story beats. The campaign is challenging but fair, pushing players to adapt and strategize their weapon choice and ability usage in order to overcome the increasingly formidable foes they encounter. Beyond the campaign, there are numerous collectibles to find yet again, secret areas to discover, and challenges to complete, as each level offers unique encounters and surprises to find, such as cheat codes and slayer gates, ensuring players will want to revisit the missions to uncover everything the game has to offer. And the addition of the master levels further extend the game's longevity, providing new challenges and opportunities for players. Multiplayer in Doom Eternal, while not as robust as a single player campaign, does offer another fast-paced and enjoyable fight. The battle mode pits one player as the Doomslayer against two other players controlling demons, and this asymmetrical multiplayer mode brings a fresh and unique twist to the traditional multiplayer formula, especially with shooters, providing intense matches that showcase the strengths and weaknesses of both sides. While it may not have the depth or longevity longevity of some dedicated multiplayer shooters. The battle mode is an addition that adds some replayability and a competitive aspect to the overall package. And yet again, the optimization across all platforms is one of the best that I have ever seen. That even on my mate's potato PC, it's still a smooth and visually stunning experience for players. The developers at id Software went above and beyond to deliver a game that is not only a worthy successor of Doom 2016, but also a testament to their dedication to the franchise and the genre they created. In terms of sales, Doom Eternal enjoyed considerable commercial success upon its release. The game generated significant hype and anticipation leading up to its launch, resulted in a strong initial sales performance. Doom Eternal's reputation and the passionate fan base surrounding the franchise likely contributed to the success in the market. It stood alongside other highly anticipated releases from the same period and held its own among the competition and capturing the attention of gamers worldwide. The Ancient Gods Part 1 is the first DLC and continues the story of the Doomslayer as he faces an even greater threat from hell. The DLC adds new levels and challenging encounters featuring some of the toughest enemies players have ever faced thus far. It maintains the fast-paced, intensive combat that Doom Eternal is known for, testing players' skills and reflexes. The DLC also further expands the lore and the narrative, offering new insights into the universe of Doom Eternal. It includes a continuation of this captivating story and the introduction of new enemy types that provide a fresh challenge. The DLC expands the gameplay experience with new environments, allowing players to explore more stunning landscapes. The DLC's difficulty is satisfyingly high for those seeking a true test of their demon slaying skills. However, some players may also find the story to be less focused and coherent compared to the main campaign, and a bit all over the place. Additionally, the DLC's length may be considered a bit short for some players, leaving them craving for more content. The second DLC, Ancient Gods Part 2, serves as the epic conclusion to the Doom Eternal storyline, wrapping up the narrative threads introduced in the base game and the first DLC. It features even more new, stunning environments, enemies, and gameplay mechanics. The DLC maintains that high-octane combat that Doom Eternal is known for, and while adding new twists and challenges to keep the players engaged. The DLC has a satisfying story conclusion, especially for me, providing closure to this epic narrative arc. The DLC expands the lore and deepens players' understanding of the Doom universe. It introduces new enemy types like the immense armoured barons of hell that require strategic thinking and adaptability to defeat. The DLC also features creative level design and memorable set pieces that further enhance the immersive experience, especially in the last level as you finally face the Dark Lord himself. Similarly to the first DLC, it can be a bit challenging, which some baby players who may be looking for a more casual or accessible experience may not like. Some players might find it a bit frustrating even in the boss fights, but they're babies. Get over it. Additionally, like its predecessor, the DLC's length may be a bit short for some players, leaving them wanting more, but it is a conclusion and it is a pretty good conclusion. But the set pieces, the final boss fight, and that absolutely epic endgame inspired cutscene
Let hell tremble before our might!
more than make up for it as you are laid to rest in a coffin as the Doomslayer story comes to a close. The Doom franchise has undergone a remarkable transformation from its early 90s predecessor while keeping its DNA, revitalising itself from a perceived relic of the past into a gaming juggernaut that redefined the first-person shooter genre again, in a time when the industry was gravitated towards realistic military shooters and the early meteoric rise of the battle royale shooter. Doom dared to stand out by embracing its arcade roots and delivering a fast-paced, exhilarating experience that harkened back to the genre's beginnings. Doom 2016 2016 showcased that the franchise could not only compete in the modern gaming landscape, but thrive and take shots at the big dogs. Its success was a testament to the enduring appeal of arcade-style first-person shooters and the desire for a break from slower cover-based gameplay that had become prevalent. By embracing its identity and staying true to its roots, Doom 2016 shattered the notion that this style of gameplay was outdated or no longer relevant. And then, Doom Eternal took the franchise to even greater heights. It pushed the boundaries of what a first-person shooter could be by introducing more intense combat, more intricate level design, and a deeper focus on mobility and resource management. The game also embraced its arcadey nature, encouraging players to constantly stay on the move, chaining together brutal kills, and rewarding a very aggressive gameplay with a wide range of weapons. Doom Eternal not only solidified the franchise's resurgence, but showed its ability to innovate on its own formula while staying true to the core essence that made it great. So to summarise, the revival of the Doom franchise cannot be understated, and is as remarkable as the release of the original games were. It is a testament to its greatness and legendary status, and shows to me at least that arcade games can survive in the modern gaming landscape we find ourselves in. That not all games need to be multiplayer dominated experiences or need to be realistic, they just need to be fun, and Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal are certainly that, a whole lot of fun. And maybe some other beloved franchises that are seen as dead can make as big a resurgence as Doom has. For me, I'm hoping the upcoming Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 will do that. Not long to go, hopefully, but here's hoping. What franchises do you think can make a Doom style revival? Maybe Halo in the future? Comment down below and I will see you next time. Bye bye!